Welcome to History in the Shadow. Today, we welcome you to a new series. A journey back to the very beginning of humanity. This is a time before cities, before countries, before writing and recorded history. This is the Stone Age. There were no houses and no roads. There were no laws and no leaders. Humans lived in a world ruled only by nature. Early humans did not live in comfort. They lived in fear. Every night was dark and dangerous. Every day was a fight to stay alive. Humans walked the land with little or no clothing. They covered their bodies with animal skin to protect themselves from cold and injury. They had no medicine, no machines, and no modern tools. Survival was their only goal. They hunted animals for food. But animals also hunted them. Large predators like lions, leopards, and wolves were a constant threat. Humans were not the strongest creatures on Earth. They were not the fastest. They survived only by learning, adapting, and working together. There were no books to record this time. No written words. No stories written on paper. Yet this period lasted longer than any other age in human history. The Stone Age began more than 2 million years ago. It was the foundation of everything we are today. Early humans used stone to make tools. Sharp stones helped them cut meat, break bones, and defend themselves. These simple tools changed human life forever. Fire became their greatest discovery. It gave them warmth. It gave them light. It protected them from predators. Before humans ever walked the earth, the planet was already old. Very old. Earth formed more than 4 billion years ago. For most of that time, humans did not exist. There were no people, no tools, and no signs of civilization. The world belonged to nature alone. The land looked different from today. Mountains were rising. Rivers were changing their paths. Volcanoes were active. Earthquakes were common. The climate was not stable. It changed again and again over thousands of years. Long cold periods were followed by warmer times. Huge forests covered large areas. Open grasslands stretched for thousands of kilometers. Deserts expanded and disappeared with time. Ice covered much of the northern world during cold ages. Animals ruled the planet. There were giant mammals much larger than those we see today. Some were strong and aggressive. Others were fast and deadly hunters. Life was dangerous. Only the strongest and most adaptable survived. Early life depended on food, water, and shelter. Creatures that failed to adapt disappeared forever. This process is called natural selection. Slowly, over millions of years, animals evolved. Their bodies changed. Their behavior changed. Their brains changed. Among these animals were early primates. They lived mostly in trees. They used their hands to grab branches and food. They had forward-facing eyes, which helped them judge distance. As the climate changed, forests began to shrink in some areas. Open land expanded. Some primates were forced to leave the trees and move onto the ground. Life on the ground was harder and more dangerous. There was less protection. More predators. More competition for food. but it also created opportunity. Walking upright helped some creatures see farther. Free hands allowed them to carry food and use objects. The first humans did not appear suddenly. They were the result of a very long process. This process is called evolution. Evolution happens slowly. It takes place over thousands and millions of years.
When a predator threatens,
Small changes in the
group must
body and
adapt
brain
quickly.
are passed from
Their
parents
survival
to
depends
children.
on instant cooperation.
Early humans came from a group of creatures known as hominins. Hominins were different from other animals. They walked upright on two legs. They used their hands for carrying and making tools. Their brains slowly became larger. One of the earliest known hominins was Australopithecus. They lived in Africa more than 3 million years ago. Later, a new group appeared. This group is known as Homo. The word Homo means human. Homo habilis was one of the earliest members. They lived around 2 million years ago. Their name means handyman. Homo habilis used simple stone tools. These tools were used to cut meat and break bones.
But it gives us warmth.
Eating meat provided more energy. This helped the brain grow larger. A larger brain allowed better thinking, planning, and memory. After Homo habilis came Homo erectus. This species was taller and stronger. They had a more human-like body shape. Homo erectus was the first human species to leave Africa. Homo erectus also learned how to control fire. Fire changed everything. It provided warmth in cold climates. It scared away predators. It allowed food to be cooked, making it easier to digest. Fire brought people together. It became the center of social life. Eventually, one species became dominant. That species was Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens appeared around 300,000 years ago. They had larger brains and better thinking skills. They developed language, creativity, and complex social behavior. Homo sapiens are modern humans. All people alive today belong to this species. Daily life in the Stone Age was simple, but extremely hard. Every day focused on one thing only: survival. Early humans did not wake up with comfort or safety. They woke up with hunger. They woke up with danger all around them.
While many berries offer
There were
vital
no
sustenance,
fixed homes.
these specific ones must
People
be
moved
avoided.
from place to
Our
place.
ancestors
They followed animals, water, and seasonal plants. A typical day began with searching for food. Men, women, and sometimes children all played a role. Hunting was dangerous. Animals were strong, fast, and often aggressive. Early humans had no metal weapons. Only stone tools, wooden spears, and teamwork. Hunting required patience and planning. Gathering was just as important as hunting. Plants, fruits, nuts, roots, and seeds provided daily food. This food was more reliable than meat. Women played a key role in
Around
gathering.
the fire, the
Their knowledge of
principles
plants
fairness
helped tribes
ensured
survive
everyone,
during hard times.
regardless of
Water was life. Humans stayed close to rivers, lakes, and streams. Danger was constant. Large predators lived nearby. Lions, leopards, hyenas, and wolves were always a threat. Injury often meant death. There were no doctors. No medicine. People depended on each other. If one person failed, the group suffered. At night, fear increased. Darkness brought danger. Predators hunted in the dark. Fire became protection. Firelight kept animals away. It also gave humans a sense of safety. Sleep was short and light. Someone always stayed alert. Children learned by watching adults. There were no schools.
These signs
Knowledge
show the
passed
past.
through observation
We
and
must remember
practice.
the old ways, so
Life
the tribe may
expectancy was
survive
short.
the winter.
Many
Closely
people
at these
died
paintings,
young.
the red ones
Those
show
who
where the
survived
herd
became
migrates when the
strong
moon
and
is full.
experienced.
Remember this path.
Stone Age life was not easy. It was harsh. It was unforgiving. But it created something powerful. Strong social bonds. Cooperation. Shared responsibility. Stone tools were the foundation of Stone Age life. Without them, early humans could not survive. At first, tools were very simple. Humans picked up stones with sharp edges. They used them to cut meat, break bones, and scrape animal skin. Early humans learned which stones were better. Hard stones like flint could break in sharp pieces.
The herd moves south.
The earliest
We follow
stone
this ridge
tools
down
are
to the
called
water before
Oldowan
nightfall.
tools.
Yes, Elder.
They were
Markings
simple
confirm the
flakes
way.
and cores. But even these basic tools changed everything. With tools, humans could access more food. They could cut meat from large animals. They could break bones to reach marrow, which is rich in energy. More energy meant stronger bodies. It also meant larger brains. Later, toolmaking became more advanced. Humans began shaping stones on purpose. They planned the tool before making it. Hand axes were sharp, balanced, and strong. Making these tools required skill. It required focus and learning. This shows that early humans could think ahead. Fire was the most important discovery of the Stone Age. It changed human life more than any tool. Before fire, humans lived in darkness and cold. They depended only on daylight. Night was a time of fear. At first, humans did not know how to make fire. They discovered it in nature. Lightning strikes, forest fires, and burning trees were the first sources. Fire gave warmth. This allowed humans to live in colder regions. It protected them from freezing temperatures. Fire also provided safety. Most predators feared fire. Firelight kept dangerous animals away at night. Cooking was another major change. Raw food is hard to digest. Cooked food is softer and safer. Cooking killed harmful bacteria. Fire brought people together. Families and tribes gathered around it. They shared food. They shared stories.
See how soft the leaves are.
Fire extended the
Be
day.
gentle with the earth. It
Humans
provides for
could
us.
stay awake after
These
sunset.
plants are ours.
They could plan.
Go away, move
They
back
could
now.
think. This helped communication develop. Language slowly became more complex. With fire, humans gained control over their environment. The Stone Age world was filled with animals. Humans were not alone. They lived among powerful and dangerous creatures. Large predators shared the land with humans. Lions, leopards, hyenas, wolves, and other carnivores were constant threats.
We should place
These
the baskets
animals
here.
were faster, stronger,
More people
and
are
better
coming over
equipped
the
for
hill.
hunting.
This land is good. for
Humans were
living
not
shelters.
natural killers. They had no claws or sharp teeth. What they had was intelligence and cooperation. Early humans hunted in groups. Working together increased their chances of success. They used simple weapons: stone-tipped spears, wooden clubs, thrown stones. Hunters studied animal behavior. They learned when animals were weak. They learned migration routes and water sources. Hunting large animals was extremely dangerous.
The survival of the community
One mistake
depended
could be
entirely
fatal.
on their ability to work
Many
together.
hunters were injured or killed.
My tools are sharp.
Animals were not only
Your
food,
tools for my furs.
they
We
provided
agree to
skin
this
for
trade.
clothing, bones for tools, fat for energy. Fear was part of daily life. But fear also sharpened the human mind. Early humans had little protection from nature. Their bodies were exposed to cold, heat, wind, and rain. To survive, they had to adapt. At first, humans wore very little or no clothing. But as humans moved into colder areas, clothing became necessary. Animal skin was the first form of clothing. After hunting, humans used the skin to cover their bodies. Shelter was another key need. Early humans did not build houses. They used what nature provided.
Carry these baskets to the
Caves were
storage huts
common
quickly.
shelters. They offered protection from weather and predators. When caves were not found, humans made simple shelters. Branches, leaves, grass, and animal skin were used. Fire was often kept near shelters. It provided warmth and protection. Shelter was shared. People slept close together. This helped retain heat and increased safety. Children and elders were protected in the center of the group. Simple clothing and shelter played a major role in the success of the human species. Humans did not survive alone.
Yes, to the fire.
They survived together.
The fire gives us warmth.
Family
yes,
was the
but it
center
also
of
holds
Stone
the
Age
spirits
life.
Of those who came before.
A single
must listen
person had
closely
little
to their
chance of
whispers.
survival. A group had strength. Early families were small. They were made of parents, children, and close relatives. Several families formed a tribe. Everyone had a role. Adults hunted and gathered food. Elders shared knowledge and experience.
We must leave this
Children
place.
learned by watching
Grasslands
and
to the west
copying.
promise better hunting.
Sharing was essential.
Yes, Elder. It is
Food
time.
was shared among the group. If one person ate, everyone ate. Selfish behavior threatened survival. Communication developed slowly. Early humans used gestures, sounds, and simple
This
words.
late Stone Age pottery,
Over
hardened
time,
by fire,
language became more
represents a
complex.
significant storage innovation of the
Language
era.
allowed better planning. It allowed teaching. It allowed warning of danger. Social bonds grew stronger. Trust became important. Care for the injured and weak increased survival.
Together now.
This
Lift the
care
fire.
was practical. Helping others helped the group
Almost there.
survive.
Secure the edge.
The Stone Age was not only about survival. It was also about thinking. As the human brain grew larger,
Surplus allows
humans
them to
began
focus
to
on their
think in new
crafts. See
ways.
the pots and the carvings.
They remembered the past.
Yes, everyone benefits
They
from their
planned
skills
for the
now.
future. This change can be seen in cave art. Cave paintings appeared during the later Stone Age. They were drawn on rock walls using natural colors. Red, black, and yellow pigments were common. These paintings often showed animals, hunting scenes, handprints, symbols. Cave art was not random. It showed observation and memory. It showed imagination. Scientists believe cave art had meaning. It may have been used for teaching, for storytelling, for ritual. This was the beginning of symbolic thinking. Humans were no longer reacting only to the present. They were creating meaning. Tools also became more specialized. Smaller and sharper tools appeared. Different tools were made for different tasks. Over time, humans learned to control plants and animals. They began to plant seeds. They began to tame animals. This change marked the end of the Stone Age. The shift from hunting and gathering to farming and settlement is called the Neolithic Revolution.
We finished grinding the
Humans
grain.
started living
The
in
fishing
one
nets are almost
place.
done too.
Villages formed. Permanent shelters appeared. Food production increased. Population grew. Life became different. Farming brought new challenges. Disease spread faster. Work became harder. Still, this change shaped the modern world. The Stone Age ended, but its influence never disappeared. Everything humans are today began during this time. Our tools, our families, our cooperation, our thinking. The Stone Age was the longest chapter of human history, and it built the foundation of civilization. This concludes our journey through the Stone Age. We have explored how early humans lived, hunted, fought, and survived. We have seen how they created tools, discovered fire, and built communities. We have witnessed the birth of human intelligence and cooperation. The Stone Age shaped who we are. It taught us to adapt. It taught us to work together. It taught us to think and plan. From those dark and dangerous beginnings, humanity emerged. Thank you for joining us on this journey into our ancient past.